I guess this is technically tomorrow if you really think about it.
Show you wanna call me. Now she busy, she be out here making movies, say it's fine by me.
You may be wondering, Zach, why don't you have a freaking script for this video? You're not supposed to be rolling off of the dome like this. And honestly, it's to, make up for lost time, also to explain to you guys why it took me so long to, release part 2. First off, Xfinity sucks. I don't know why my Wi-Fi got debuffed and whatnot happened with it. I just couldn't upload the video, first of all. Second of all, a whole bunch of shit happened in my life, and that big span of part 1 and part 2, whole bunch of shit in my life happened. Very crazy indeed. But I hope I'm back on it. If I'm not back on it after this video, then who knows, maybe I'm going to be, I'll retire. I retired before I even blew up. That's very sad. This wonderful part 3 video is mainly going to be about my wonderful friend Elliot. And just as a disclaimer, this story takes place before the events of part 1 and part 2, but they're not that far off, so you can kind of build a timeline of what's happening. Anyways, we're starting this off with Elliot. Like I said, Elliot is also a student athlete, and he was in our little school system for a while, so the people knew about him. He wasn't a new student entirely like Darius was at the beginning. So the school year starts and he gets his classes mapped out, and he sees that he has math class with a bunch of people he doesn't really interact with mostly, but he does interact with some, like, you know how it goes. And he has ended up in math class with who else but Mrs. Valentine. How lucky. Now, because Elliot was at the school before and Valentine was also, they knew of each other, but they didn't really interact much beforehand. But now they have class together. Well, actually, they have multiple classes together. So they decide to talk to each other. Why not? One day during class, Elliot pulls out his phone and puts something on his notes app. And because that's how we pass notes nowadays for, all the slightly older people watching. I don't think any slightly older people are watching, except for maybe one. He knows who he is. Anyways, Elliot put something on his notes app and showed it to Valentine, telling Valentine he's pretty lonely on some, normal stuff. He be feeling that way sometimes. And Valentine replies that she's somewhat lonely too. So after class, they start convening through text, back and forth. Nothing crazy, as far as I know at least. And then after that, Valentine starts sitting next to him in class, and they talk more regularly now. Hooray! As much as you know Valentine, however, you should know that some things will start to go a little bit haywire. So as these two are interacting more during classes, during one specific class period, the two were talking and Valentine started moving slightly different. Elliot said, and I quote, "Her legs are now on my thighs." Odd. Nothing else happened that time, at least that was off, so I guess it's a-okay. After that move was made, the dynamic between them slightly changed. They're both being very touchy with each other, and gradually it gets a bit crazier. After that whole confusing conundrum, during another class period, Elliot is chilling and he gets a notification from Valentine. Not that odd because, they were texting back and forth for a while at this point, but the contents of this text are very much odd. "Meet me at the water fountain near the restrooms." Now, if you remember anything about my previous videos, you'll start to see some wonderful alarm bells ringing. But alas, Elliot goes over to the water fountains. And Valentine, as Elliot, goes over to the water fountains, started giggling and shit. Odd. Big old giggly and shit. And they conversate as he asks for a hug. You need to remember that this happened before the events of the two videos. So this is you can call this like a blueprint maybe. So please keep that in mind. They're at the water fountains, and Valentine, as they're talking for a sad bit, Valentine starts caressing Elliot. And then eventually Valentine puts her arms around his shoulders. And eventually they kiss. Great. Oh wait, they're French kissing, and Elliot is being handsy, I guess you can say. I don't know if I can really say specifically what was happening, because YouTube be tweaking sometimes. Afterwards, they did some fucking princess shit where Elliot twirled her and she started gyrating. Let's use that word. I don't really have a replacement word for that. Anywho, they start doing this, and now repeatedly they're going out of class to make out and whatnot. One day, this is just a fun fact. One day, while they were kissing very passionately, like I said before, their teeth collided in their mouth because, you know, they were fucking French kissing for some fucking reason. Elliot started bleeding. His mouth started bleeding. And Valentine, wow, kissed Elliot again for the sole purpose of licking up the blood from his mouth.
Something was wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not regular, man.
They had more rendezvous after this, including one time where they were, performing the actions of intercourse. However, they were fully clothed, so no action was actually occurring. I don't know what else to say about that part. It's self-explanatory. I think I would believe so. Anywho, like I said, they were doing this way more touchy and way more public. However, Valentine already had her little reputation as the talk around town, you could say. But of course, the general public didn't know the full extent of, you know, her reputation. So it wasn't as terrible as you think at the time. But in retrospect, it was bad. In retrospect, it was really bad. But being really together with her was bad looks. Very bad optics indeed. So Elliot wasn't really feeling the full label of being together. But they were still doing their, you know, occasional public displays of affection, including one time during another class period where they were getting touchy and they kissed, thinking no one was seeing them, when in fact somebody did see them. But I don't think they told anybody. I don't think they told anyone. So the words boyfriend and couple and relationship being thrown around from Valentine to Elliot, and like I said, he was still iffy on if he would want to be caught with Little Miss Valentine in public. And Elliot's close friend catch wind of the whole situation and warn him he's going to get himself in a deep, terrible situation if he keeps going on like this. And after a while, them meeting up, doing whatever, Valentine finally asks if they can get together. And after a while of thinking, Elliot says no. I know, shocking. And so Valentine then asks, maybe they can be just friends with benefits. And Elliot says no again. And that thinking ahead, he would just rather be friends. Oh man, so sad. Well, not sad for Valentine actually. As she, after all of that, after all the stuff she just did, she moves on to who? Darius. So that's how that is. That's how it plays out. That's how it plays out in the end. That tragic tale is over. So now I can finally stop talking about this lady. It's finally over. I got sent to cease and desist by somebody I cannot name. And we're gonna list out all the discrepancies that they said that I made in my videos, because I feel like it'd just be unfair in general if I just spouted out the incorrect information without fixing it at least. Valentine was trying to integrate herself into Sky's friend group based on like a mutual hatred type of thing. Valentine was getting closer and closer to Sky.
Valentine attempted to be friends with Sky, but Sky and another person, who hasn't been named yet, in an I Hate You Zach video, didn't let her.
Darius is going to fold again.
Right next to Darius, mind you.
According to the currently unnamed source, Valentine never said Darius is going to fold again whenever Valentine came to talk to Sky.
I put this in because me and the currently unnamed source were talking about this, and I was like, I'm confused though, because Darius himself said that he heard this happen, but the unnamed source said that it didn't happen at all. So, and then they started chasing Darius across the entire field, probably trying to jump him. I should have joined in.
Although Zach claims he saw Sky running with the crowd to chase Darius, Sky went back inside of the building she came from.
Okay, after the people took off and started chasing Darius, I did not see Sky, so I had assumed that she was part of the group of people that were, you know, chasing Darius around. But Sky apparently went back into the building. All right, I think we're done now. I think we're actually done. I was gonna put a fun fact section at the ending part of this video, but I feel like I don't know if I can say some of these things out loud, so just take it. It's on the screen right now. Read it. I know you love reading. I don't know if there's gonna be a part 4 because I don't have testimonies from other people regarding Valentine, but if I do get those, then there might be a part 4. but I have other things to talk about. Maybe. I don't know. Anywho, thank you for 400 subscribers. I hit that while I was, you know, finishing this up. Thank you very much. Anyways, thank you. Toodles.
One call and my brother's pulling apparatus. 2-5 in the booth and I'm making lettuce. If you the plug, then I'm the one that they plug in the Teslas. I'm shipping more, I'm shipping faster, and my weed is better. Bitch, I'm posted up with names, I'm with Robbie. Why you talk shit? Talking on their names, it's a riot. Bitch, I'm locked in.